Have you ever wondered why so many older adults are told they have kidney problems, even though they never felt sick? It's one of the most unsettling realities of aging. Your kidneys can gradually lose function for years without causing obvious symptoms. By the time swelling in your feet appears, your energy starts disappearing, or routine blood tests reveal a problem, your kidneys may already be working much harder than they should. Now, here's something that surprises many people. Every single day, your kidneys filter roughly 180 liters of blood-derived fluid, removing waste, balancing minerals, regulating blood pressure, and helping your body maintain the right amount of water. They perform this remarkable job around the clock, even while you sleep. But after the age of 60, these vital organs naturally become more vulnerable. High blood pressure, diabetes, dehydration, certain medications, and years of everyday wear can all make it more difficult for your kidneys to do their job efficiently. The encouraging news? Although there is no single miracle food that can prevent kidney disease, there are smart nutritional choices that may help support healthy kidney function as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Tonight, we're going to explore one fruit that nutrition experts often include in healthy eating patterns because of its water content, antioxidants, fiber, and overall nutritional profile. We'll also discuss who should not eat it regularly because what benefits one person may not be appropriate for another, especially if you already have chronic kidney disease. And before this video ends, I'll also share 3 common bedtime habits that many older adults unknowingly practice every night. Habits that can place unnecessary stress on the kidneys over time. One of them surprised even some of my own patients, so make sure you stay with me until the end. Before we begin, let's quickly look at today's topic. The title of today's video is Doctor Explains, the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys. At first glance, it sounds simple, but behind this title is an important message. The main health concern isn't just kidney disease. It's the silent decline in kidney function that can happen as we grow older. Unlike a broken bone or a painful injury, your kidneys rarely announce that something is wrong in the early stages. Many people continue with their normal lives completely unaware that these hard-working organs are under increasing strain. And that's why this conversation matters. Instead of waiting until a problem develops, today's goal is to explore one practical nutrition strategy that may help support healthy kidneys as part of a balanced lifestyle. Remember, protecting your kidneys isn't just about avoiding dialysis or serious illness. Healthy kidneys help regulate your blood pressure, support heart health, maintain healthy bones, balance important minerals, and keep waste products from building up in your body. When your kidneys work well, your entire body benefits. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Richard, and I want to personally welcome you to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining me. Every week, we explore evidence-informed topics on healthy aging, nutrition, heart health, brain health, and practical lifestyle habits that can help adults over 60 stay healthier, stronger, and more independent. My mission is simple. There is so much health information online today that it can be difficult to separate reliable advice from exaggerated claims. Rather than chasing miracle cures or expensive supplements, this channel focuses on helping you understand what current medical evidence suggests and how you can apply that knowledge in everyday life. Because in my experience, it's often the small habits repeated day after day that make the biggest difference over time. Today's topic is a perfect example. People often ask me, Doctor, is there one food I should eat for my kidneys? The honest answer is no. No single fruit, vegetable, vitamin, or supplement can guarantee healthy kidneys, but certain foods provide nutrients that fit well within an eating pattern associated with better overall health, and understanding why is far more valuable than believing in quick fixes. Why kidneys deserve more attention after 60? Most of us think about our heart. We worry about cholesterol. We monitor our blood pressure. Many people even pay close attention to their blood sugar. But the kidneys? They are often forgotten, and that's unfortunate because these two fist-sized organs quietly perform one of the most demanding jobs in the human body. Every minute of every day, blood flows through tiny filters called nephrons. These filters remove waste products while carefully deciding what your body should keep and what it should eliminate. They regulate sodium, they balance potassium, they help control acid levels, they influence blood pressure through hormones such as renin, they activate vitamin D, which supports healthy bones, and they produce a hormone that helps your body make red blood cells. In other words, healthy kidneys influence nearly every major system in your body. That's why kidney health is closely connected with heart health, brain health, bone health, and even your energy levels. Not long ago, I spoke with a gentleman in his early 70s. Let's call him Michael. Michael considered himself fairly healthy. He walked every morning. He rarely caught colds. He didn't feel particularly ill. Then one routine blood test revealed something unexpected. His kidney function had declined compared with previous years. He was shocked. He asked, "How can this happen? I feel completely fine." His experience isn't unusual. Many kidney conditions progress slowly and silently. Fortunately, Michael's situation also reminds us of something encouraging. By identifying risk factors early and working with his healthcare team, he was able to make practical changes, including improving blood pressure control, staying well hydrated throughout the day, reviewing his medications, and adopting a more balanced eating pattern. No miracle cure, no expensive supplement, just consistent, evidence-based habits. Over time, those small changes helped him better manage his overall health and reduce further strain on his kidneys. Stories like Michael's are one reason I wanted to make today's video, because while we can't stop aging, we can often make choices that support healthier aging. A question for you. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you something. How old are you? Are you in your 60s, your 70s, perhaps your 80s? Or maybe you're watching because you're trying to help a parent or loved one stay healthy. Let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear whether you've ever experienced kidney stones, high blood pressure, diabetes, or any concerns about your kidney health. Your story may encourage someone else who's facing the same challenges. In the next section, we'll answer an important question. Why do our kidneys naturally become more vulnerable as we age? And what exactly happens inside these remarkable organs after the age of 60? That's where we'll begin uncovering why the foods you choose, especially in the evening, may play a role in supporting your overall kidney health. What really happens to your kidneys as you age? Let's begin with a question. If you've reached your 60s or 70s and you've never had kidney disease, does that mean your kidneys are exactly as healthy as they were at age 30? Not necessarily. Just as our hair turns gray and our skin changes over time, our kidneys also undergo natural age-related changes. This doesn't mean everyone will develop kidney disease, but it does mean that the kidneys often become less resilient as we get older. Inside each kidney are about 1 million tiny filtering units called nephrons. These microscopic structures are responsible for filtering your blood, removing waste products, balancing fluids, and regulating important minerals such as sodium and potassium. Over the years, some nephrons naturally become less efficient. Blood flow to the kidneys may gradually decrease, and the organs can become more sensitive to dehydration, infections, certain medications, and long-standing health conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure. This is why doctors often monitor kidney function more closely in older adults, even when they feel perfectly well. The important message here is not to fear aging. It is to understand that your kidneys deserve the same attention as your heart, your brain, and your muscles. Why the kidneys work so hard, even while you sleep. Many people think that when they go to bed, their organs simply rest. That's not how the body works. While you're sleeping, your kidneys remain remarkably active. They continue filtering your blood, removing metabolic waste, balancing electrolytes, and helping maintain the right amount of fluid in your body. At the same time, your body shifts into a recovery mode. Hormones involved in repair and maintenance become more active, and many tissues undergo important restorative processes. This is one reason why getting enough sleep is associated with better overall health. Poor sleep has been linked with higher blood pressure, poorer blood sugar control, and increased inflammation, all factors that can affect kidney health over time. It's also why your evening routine matters. The food you eat, your hydration, your medications, and even your sleep habits can influence how your body functions overnight. That doesn't mean eating one fruit before bed will transform your kidneys by morning, but it does mean that thoughtful evening choices can become part of a healthy, long-term routine. The hidden connection between your heart and your kidneys. Here's something many people don't realize. Your heart and kidneys are constantly working together. Every time your heart pumps, it sends blood to the kidneys to be filtered. If blood pressure remains too high for years, it can damage the delicate blood vessels inside the kidneys. Once those filters become scarred, they can't work as effectively. On the other hand, when the kidneys become damaged, they may contribute to further increases in blood pressure, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. This is one reason doctors pay such close attention to both conditions. Healthy kidneys support healthy blood pressure. Healthy blood pressure helps protect healthy kidneys, their partners. When one struggles, the other often does too. The role of diabetes. Another major challenge is diabetes. When blood sugar remains elevated over many years, tiny blood vessels throughout the body can be damaged. That includes the microscopic filters inside the kidneys. This is why diabetes is one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease worldwide. The encouraging news is that good blood sugar management can significantly reduce this risk. Healthy eating, regular physical activity, prescribed medications when needed, and regular monitoring all play important roles. Again, no single fruit can replace these fundamentals, but nutrient-rich foods can support an overall eating pattern that's beneficial for metabolic health. The problem with chronic dehydration. Now let's talk about something surprisingly common among older adults: not drinking enough water. Many seniors intentionally limit fluids because they're worried about getting up several times during the night. Others simply don't feel thirsty as often as they did when they were younger. This is actually a normal part of aging. Our sense of thirst tends to become less sensitive over time. The problem is that mild dehydration may go unnoticed. When your body doesn't have enough fluid, urine becomes more concentrated. In some people, this may contribute to kidney stones and place additional stress on the kidneys. Of course, hydration isn't one size fits all. People with heart failure or advanced kidney disease may need to follow specific fluid recommendations from their healthcare provider. But for many healthy older adults, drinking adequate fluids throughout the day, not all at once before bed, is an important habit. Notice I said throughout the day. Many people wait until evening to drink large amounts of water. That often leads to repeated nighttime trips to the bathroom, interrupted sleep, and frustration. Instead, it's usually better to spread your fluid intake across the day and taper off closer to bedtime unless your healthcare provider has given you different advice. Oxidative stress, another piece of the puzzle. You may have heard the term oxidative stress. It sounds complicated, but the basic idea is simple. Every day, normal processes inside our bodies produce unstable molecules called free radicals. In small amounts, they're completely normal. But when free radicals build up faster than the body can manage them, they may contribute to cellular damage over time. This process has been associated with aging and many chronic diseases. That's where fruits and vegetables become especially valuable. Many contain vitamins, minerals, fiber, and naturally occurring plant compounds, often called phytochemicals, that help support the body's own defense systems. Blueberries, for example, are rich in compounds called anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue color. We'll discuss those in more detail shortly. Why your evening snack matters. Now let's think about a common bedtime routine. Perhaps you finish dinner, you settle into your favorite chair, you watch television for a while. Before bed, you reach for a snack. For many people, that snack is a bowl of ice cream, a few cookies, a bag of salty chips, or leftover processed foods. These choices may be convenient, but they often provide large amounts of added sugar, sodium, or unhealthy fats, while offering very little nutritional value. Imagine making a simple swap instead. Replacing that processed snack with a portion of fruit and another balanced food can increase fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants while reducing excess sodium. It's not about perfection. It's about making one healthier choice today than you did yesterday. Those small decisions, repeated hundreds of times each year, often matter more than dramatic short-term diets. A simple way to think about food. I like to tell my patients something very simple. Don't ask, is this food good or bad? Instead, ask, does this food help support the kind of health I want over the next 10 years? That's a much more useful question. Because your body doesn't respond to one meal. It responds to patterns. Patterns of eating, patterns of sleeping, patterns of moving, patterns of managing stress. The fruit we'll discuss shortly isn't valuable because it's magical. It's valuable because it fits into a pattern associated with healthier aging for many people. Now that you understand how the kidneys change with age, it's time to look at 3 bedtime mistakes I see over and over again. These habits are surprisingly common. Many people believe they're harmless, yet they may contribute to poor sleep, higher blood pressure, dehydration, or unnecessary stress on the kidneys over time. And the third mistake? It's one that millions of seniors do every single night without giving it a second thought. Let's talk about that next. Now that we understand how the kidneys naturally change with age, let's discuss something even more practical. You might be wondering, if my kidneys are working all night while I sleep, what could I possibly be doing before bed that's making their job harder? The answer isn't usually one dramatic mistake. It's often several small habits that seem harmless on their own, but repeated night after night over many years may contribute to poor overall health, including the health of your kidneys. The encouraging news is that many of these habits are within your control. Let's begin with the first one. Mistake number 1. Eating salty, processed snacks before bed. Picture a typical evening. Dinner is over. You sit down to watch your favorite television program. A little hunger creeps in. So you grab a handful of potato chips, maybe some salted crackers, perhaps processed deli meat, instant noodles, or microwave popcorn. None of these foods seem dangerous. After all, it's just a snack. But here's what many people don't realize. These foods are often loaded with sodium. And while sodium is an essential mineral, most adults consume far more than their bodies need. When sodium intake is consistently high, it can contribute to elevated blood pressure in many people. Over time, uncontrolled high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease. Think of the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys as a very fine coffee filter. Now imagine forcing water through that filter under too much pressure every single day for years. Eventually, that delicate filter begins to wear down. That's similar to what can happen to the microscopic blood vessels inside your kidneys when blood pressure remains poorly controlled over a long period. The damage doesn't happen overnight. It develops gradually. And because the kidneys don't usually cause pain during the early stages of disease, many people don't realize anything is wrong. I remember speaking with a retired gentleman, let's call him David. Every evening after dinner, he enjoyed watching sports. Without thinking much about it, he would finish nearly an entire bag of salted peanuts before bedtime. He wasn't overweight. He exercised regularly, so he assumed his diet was healthy. When we reviewed his eating habits more carefully, we discovered just how much sodium he was consuming every evening. His healthcare team encouraged him to replace those salty snacks with lower sodium options and to monitor his blood pressure more consistently. The lesson wasn't that peanuts are bad, it was that portion size, preparation, and overall dietary patterns matter. What you can do instead. Instead of reaching for heavily salted processed foods, consider healthier options like fresh berries, unsalted nuts, if appropriate for your health needs, plain yogurt with fruit apple slices, fresh vegetables with a healthy dip, oatmeal with berries. Small substitutions may not feel dramatic today, but over months and years, healthier eating patterns can support your heart. And because your heart and kidneys work so closely together, they may also support kidney health. Mistake number 2. Not drinking enough water during the day, then drinking too much right before bed. This is something I hear all the time. People tell me, "Doctor, I barely drink anything after lunch because I don't want to wake up all night." Others do the opposite. They hardly drink any water all day. Then, right before bed, they drink 2 or 3 large glasses all at once. Neither approach is ideal for most healthy adults. Your body functions best when hydration is steady throughout the day. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally becomes less reliable. Many older adults simply don't feel thirsty until they're already mildly dehydrated. Mild dehydration can lead to darker urine, fatigue, dizziness, constipation, increased risk of kidney stones in susceptible individuals. On the other hand, drinking excessive amounts of fluid immediately before bed often results in frequent nighttime urination. Interrupted sleep affects much more than your energy the next day. Poor sleep has been linked with changes in blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, mood, memory, and overall health. The goal is balance. Drink regularly throughout the day. Reduce fluids slightly during the final hour or two before bedtime if nighttime urination is a problem, unless your healthcare provider has given you different instructions. Remember, this advice isn't appropriate for everyone. People with heart failure, advanced kidney disease, or certain medical conditions may need individualized fluid recommendations. Always follow your doctor's advice if you've been told to restrict fluids. A simple tip, one strategy many seniors find helpful is to keep a reusable water bottle nearby during the day. Rather than trying to drink large amounts at once, take small sips regularly. By evening, your body has already received most of the hydration it needs. Mistake number 3, assuming all healthy foods are safe for everyone. This may be the biggest misconception on the internet. People often hear fruit is healthy, and that's true for many people. But nutrition is never one size fits all. Here's an important example. Many fruits contain potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral that helps muscles, nerves, and the heart function properly. For most healthy adults, potassium-rich foods are part of a balanced diet. However, if someone has moderate or advanced chronic kidney disease, their kidneys may struggle to remove excess potassium from the bloodstream. When potassium levels become too high, a condition called hyperkalemia, it can become dangerous and, in severe cases, affect the heart's normal rhythm. That's why people with chronic kidney disease are often advised to work closely with a renal dietitian or healthcare provider to determine which fruits and vegetables are appropriate for them. This doesn't mean fruit is harmful. It means your personal health matters. A food that's beneficial for your neighbor may not be right for you. A real-life example. A woman in her late 70s once shared that she had started drinking large amounts of fruit smoothies every day after reading online that they were detoxifying. What she didn't realize was that her doctor had already advised her to limit potassium because of reduced kidney function. She wasn't trying to harm herself. She simply didn't know that online advice often leaves out important details. After reviewing her diet with her healthcare team, she adjusted her meal plan to better match her medical needs. Her story is an important reminder. Always ask whether advice applies to your health, not just to people in general. Bonus mistake, relying on supplements instead of a healthy diet. There's another habit worth mentioning. Many advertisements promise that a single supplement will cleanse, repair, or detox your kidneys. These claims can sound convincing, but the truth is that your kidneys already detoxify your body. That's one of their primary jobs. For most people, there's no evidence that expensive detox products improve kidney function. In fact, some herbal supplements have been linked to kidney injury, especially when taken in large amounts or combined with certain medications. Before taking any supplement marketed for kidney cleansing, speak with your healthcare provider or pharmacist. Natural doesn't always mean safe. If you've noticed something about these mistakes, it's this. None of them are dramatic. They're everyday habits, a salty snack, skipping water all day, following nutrition advice that isn't meant for your specific health condition. These are the kinds of decisions that quietly shape our health over time. Fortunately, small improvements can also add up. Replacing one unhealthy snack, improving hydration, understanding your individual nutritional needs. Those changes may seem small today, but over months and years, they become part of a healthier lifestyle. Now we arrive at the question many of you have been waiting for. Which fruit stands out as an excellent bedtime choice for many healthy older adults? And why do kidney specialists and dietitians often recommend it as part of a balanced eating pattern? We'll look at what makes this fruit unique, the nutrients it contains, and what current research suggests about its role in supporting overall health. The moment you've been waiting for. So, after everything we've discussed, you might be asking, Dr. Richard, what is the fruit? For many healthy older adults, my answer is blueberries. Now, before anyone rushes to the grocery store and buys a week's worth of blueberries, let me make something very clear. Blueberries are not a cure for kidney disease. They will not reverse chronic kidney disease. They won't replace medications prescribed by your doctor, and they certainly aren't a substitute for controlling blood pressure or diabetes. But when researchers study eating patterns associated with healthy aging, blueberries consistently stand out because they're packed with nutrients and beneficial plant compounds while being naturally low in sodium and relatively lower in potassium than many other commonly eaten fruits. That's what makes them worth talking about. Why blueberries are so special. Take a close look at a blueberry. It's small, simple, easy to overlook. Yet inside that tiny fruit is an impressive combination of nutrients. Blueberries provide vitamin C, vitamin K, manganese, dietary fiber, water, and natural plant compounds called anthocyanins. These anthocyanins are what give blueberries their rich blue and purple color. They're also one reason blueberries have attracted so much scientific interest over the past 2 decades. The power of antioxidants. Let's talk about antioxidants for a moment. Imagine leaving a bicycle outside in the rain for years. Eventually, rust begins to form. Your body doesn't rust, but over time, normal metabolism, environmental exposures, and aging can create oxidative stress, which may damage cells if the body's natural defenses become overwhelmed. That's where antioxidant-rich foods come in. Blueberries are among the fruits richest in naturally occurring anthocyanins. Research suggests these compounds help the body defend itself against oxidative stress. While they are not a treatment for kidney disease, diets rich in fruits and vegetables are associated with better overall cardiovascular and metabolic health, both of which are important for protecting the kidneys over time. Think of blueberries not as medicine, but as one nutritious piece of a healthy eating pattern. Your kidneys don't work alone. One of the biggest misconceptions is that you eat a food for your kidneys. In reality, your kidneys benefit when the rest of your body is healthy. When your heart is healthier, your kidneys receive better blood flow. When your blood pressure is controlled, your kidney filters experience less strain. When your blood sugar remains within a healthy range, those tiny filtering units are less likely to be damaged over time. Blueberries may support these broader health goals because they're naturally low in calories, high in fiber, and free from added sodium. That's why nutrition experts often recommend them as part of a balanced dietary pattern. Let's talk about something that's often overlooked. Fiber. Most adults don't consume enough fiber, yet fiber plays several important roles. It helps support digestive health. It can help you feel satisfied after eating. It supports healthy blood sugar control by slowing the absorption of carbohydrates. And healthy blood sugar is one of the best ways to help protect the kidneys over the long term, especially for people with diabetes. A small bowl of blueberries provides fiber without the added sugars found in many desserts. Imagine ending your evening with fruit instead of cookies or candy. That simple change doesn't just reduce added sugar, it also adds nutrients your body can actually use. The water content advantage. Another reason blueberries make a good evening snack for many people is their high water content. Remember earlier when we talked about hydration? While fruit shouldn't replace drinking water, foods with a naturally high water content contribute to your overall daily fluid intake. Blueberries are refreshing, naturally sweet, and hydrating without being overly heavy before bedtime. Many people find that they're easier to digest than richer desserts. I'd like to share another story. A woman named Susan, who was 68, came to see her healthcare team because she wanted to improve her eating habits after learning she had high blood pressure. Every evening, she had developed a habit of eating ice cream while watching television. She didn't think much of it. It was simply part of her routine. Instead of telling her she could never enjoy dessert again, her dietitian suggested a small change. On most nights, Susan replaced the ice cream with a bowl of fresh blueberries and plain Greek yogurt. Was that single change responsible for improving her health? Of course not. She also became more active, reduced sodium in her meals, and took her blood pressure medication consistently. But replacing a highly processed dessert with a nutrient-rich snack made it much easier for her to maintain healthier habits over time. That's an important lesson. Health isn't usually transformed by one dramatic decision. It's transformed by hundreds of small decisions that become habits. Scientists have been interested in blueberries because of their rich content of anthocyanins and other beneficial compounds. Studies have explored their potential effects on areas such as heart health, blood vessel function, blood pressure, cognitive function, blood sugar regulation. Some studies have shown modest improvements in certain markers of cardiovascular health or vascular function when blueberries are included regularly as part of a healthy diet. However, it's important to understand what these studies do not show. They do not prove that blueberries cure kidney disease. They do not demonstrate that eating blueberries before bed is superior to eating them at another time of day. And they do not replace established treatments for chronic kidney disease. That's why it's so important to separate exciting nutrition research from exaggerated internet claims. The evidence supports blueberries as a nutritious food, not a miracle cure. Why bedtime? Now you may be wondering, if blueberries are healthy, why are we talking about eating them before bed? The answer is actually quite practical. For many people, bedtime is when unhealthy snacking happens. That's when cookies appear. That's when salty chips come out. That's when bowls of ice cream become tempting. Replacing those processed snacks with a serving of blueberries can improve the nutritional quality of your evening routine. It's not that blueberries become magical after 8 p.m. It's that they often replace foods that are far less nutritious. Sometimes improving health isn't about adding something extraordinary. It's about replacing something that's working against you. How much should you eat? More isn't always better. For most healthy adults, a serving of about 1/2 to 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries is a reasonable portion. Fresh blueberries are excellent. Frozen blueberries are also nutritious and often more affordable. Just choose varieties without added sugar whenever possible. Wash fresh berries thoroughly before eating. If you prefer, you can combine blueberries with plain Greek yogurt, unsweetened oatmeal, cottage cheese, if appropriate for your dietary needs. A handful of unsalted nuts for those without restrictions. These combinations provide additional protein and fiber, making the snack more satisfying. Before we continue, I want to emphasize something because it's incredibly important. If you've been diagnosed with moderate or advanced chronic kidney disease, don't assume this advice automatically applies to you. Some people with chronic kidney disease need to carefully manage potassium, phosphorus, protein, or fluid intake. Your nephrologist or renal dietitian knows your individual health situation. Always follow their recommendations over generalized advice from the internet, even mine. The goal of this video is to provide education for the general audience, not personalized medical treatment. Blueberries are an excellent choice for many people, but they're not the only fruit worth discussing. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. If you've stayed with me until this point, I want to thank you. The fact that you've invested this time tells me something important. You care about your health. You care about staying independent. And you understand that growing older doesn't mean giving up on feeling your best. Today, we've talked about something that often doesn't receive enough attention: your kidneys. They don't usually cause pain when they're struggling. They don't send obvious warning signs in the early stages. Instead, they quietly work day and night, filtering your blood, balancing fluids, supporting healthy blood pressure, helping maintain strong bones, and keeping your body in balance. They're among the hardest working organs in your body, yet they're often overlooked until something goes wrong. That's why taking care of them today is one of the greatest gifts you can give your future self. The 5 big lessons from today. Before we finish, let's quickly review the most important points. Lesson number 1. Your kidneys naturally become more vulnerable as you age. This is a normal part of getting older, but healthy habits can help support their function over time. Regular checkups, blood pressure management, and good nutrition all play important roles. Lesson number 2. Many of the biggest threats to kidney health aren't dramatic. They're everyday habits. Consistently eating too much sodium, poor blood sugar control, chronic dehydration, smoking, not getting enough sleep. These small choices repeated over years can have a much bigger impact than most people realize. Lesson number 3. There is no miracle fruit. Despite what flashy headlines or advertisements may promise, no single food can repair damaged kidneys or replace medical treatment. Be cautious of anyone who tells you otherwise. Real health is built through consistent habits, not quick fixes. Lesson number 4. For many healthy older adults, blueberries can be an excellent addition to a balanced diet. They're naturally rich in fiber, vitamins, water, and antioxidant compounds. They're also relatively lower in potassium than some other fruits, making them a practical choice for many people. But remember, if you've been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease or have been advised to limit potassium or fluids, always follow the guidance of your nephrologist or renal dietitian before making dietary changes. Lesson number 5. Your evening routine matters. Replacing processed snacks with a nutritious option, getting enough sleep, staying hydrated throughout the day, managing blood pressure and blood sugar. These are the habits that support not just your kidneys, but your heart, brain, muscles, and overall quality of life. Your body is always listening. One of my favorite things to tell patients is this: your body is always listening to what you do repeatedly. It doesn't remember the occasional birthday cake. It doesn't remember the one healthy meal you ate last month. It remembers your routines, the meals you eat every day, the walks you take every week, the sleep you get each night, the medications you take consistently, the healthy choices you make even when no one is watching. That's where real health comes from, not perfection, consistency. It's never too late to start. Sometimes people tell me, Dr. Richard, I'm already 70 or 75 or even 80. Isn't it too late? My answer is almost always the same. It's never too late to make positive changes. Research consistently shows that healthier eating patterns, regular physical activity, smoking cessation, and better management of chronic conditions can provide benefits at any age. Even small improvements can help you feel stronger, maintain your independence, and improve your overall well-being. The goal isn't to become 20 years old again. The goal is to become the healthiest version of yourself today. Think about your future self. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Would you rather look back and know you continued the same habits? Or would you rather know that today was the day you decided to make one small improvement? Maybe it's replacing an evening dessert with a bowl of fresh berries. Maybe it's checking your blood pressure more regularly. Maybe it's scheduling that overdue health checkup. Maybe it's drinking enough water throughout the day. Small actions have a remarkable way of becoming lifelong habits, and lifelong habits shape lifelong health. A message to caregivers and family members. If you're watching this because you care for a parent, spouse, grandparent, or close friend, thank you. The support you provide matters more than you probably realize. Sometimes the greatest gift isn't reminding someone to take their medication. It's preparing a healthy meal together, taking a short evening walk, encouraging regular medical checkups, or simply sharing information that helps them make informed decisions. Healthy aging is often a team effort. If you found today's video helpful, I have one small favor to ask. Please take a moment to click the like button. It may seem like a simple click, but it helps YouTube share this video with more adults who are looking for trustworthy, evidence-based health information. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to invite you to become part of our growing community. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly videos dedicated to healthy aging, nutrition, heart health, brain health, mobility, and practical wellness tips for adults over 60. And before you leave, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, how old are you? What country are you watching from? And what health topic would you like me to cover in a future video? I read as many of your comments as I can, and many of our future videos are inspired by your questions. Don't go just yet. If you're interested in protecting your kidneys, I highly recommend watching our next video, 7 morning habits that may be quietly damaging your kidneys after 60 and what to do instead. In that video, we'll explore common routines many older adults follow every morning without realizing they may affect hydration, blood pressure, medication timing, and overall kidney health. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I'm Dr. Richard, and it's truly a privilege to be part of your healthy aging journey. Take care of your kidneys, take care of your heart, take care of your mind, and above all, take care of yourself, because every healthy choice you make today is an investment in the life you hope to enjoy tomorrow. Until next time, stay informed, stay active, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.